Hi, it's Joanne. Today I'm going to be reacting to the last 2 episodes of 911 Lone Star Season 4. This is a slightly different reaction for me because this is not a show I normally react to. I just finished editing, actually, the reaction, and then I realised I never recorded an intro because this is a spur of the moment thing. This show means the absolute world to me. These characters all mean the absolute world to me. And these 2 episodes, I knew going in they were going to be a lot. My eyes still hurt from crying. I cried again while I was editing because this is me post-watching. So yeah, I've never known whether or not I should react to 911 Lone Star. It is a show that means the absolute world to me. I talk about that during the reaction. If people are really into this reaction, into my reaction, then yeah, I would love to react to season 5 of 911 Lone Star, but I'm also very happy to have it just be a show that I hold very close to me and I get to watch by myself and just love. Yeah, these episodes are intense. They're a lot. This is not a complete reaction to both episodes like I would normally do. I touch on a little bit on all of the plot lines, and when I talk about it I think I do, but I really focused on Carlos and Tarlos and the wedding and the tragedy and everything, because those were kind of the things that were speaking to me the most. I mean, TK and Carlos are my favourite part of this show, though I do love every single character. If I were to react to the show more normally, I would react to the whole episode with more equalness because I do love all of it. But yeah, this was more of a this was going to be a big episode. I did not expect it to be a big episode the way it was. My reaction will open with the tragedy, so yep, spoilers ahead as always with reaction videos. Let's go.
Wear that cowboy hat with the tux.
What the fuck?
Mom!
O God, whose end is justice, whose strength is all our stay. Actions,
Neither of them should have lost a parent so young.
let courage fill my heart to do a ranger's
The
part.
description said tragedy strikes, but I didn't think they'd do that.
Protect when danger.
Thank you for hosting.
I'm happy to do it.
We're family. I have not cried this much since season 3, episode 8.
God bless you. And thank you.
Yeah, God's really blessing everyone here.
Remember, he'd pull us out of school until the
Both grooms are going to be one parent down. Yeah, God's shining down.
officer.
That was not what I was expecting in the slightest, and I'm an emotional wreck right now, and I just want to watch the finale. So yeah.
Tyler, I don't... We're not gonna use the word cancel, okay? You know it's not what I want. Of course I know that, but it's just I can't. I don't see how I can go through a wedding right now. I understand.
It's very different from the last
I'm not
time you
going
called
anywhere.
him Tyler.
You better not.
I'm freaking miserable.
Why? Because I would never stop looking for you.
You promise?
I promise. But you know what monsters are really afraid of? It was so late.
Please.
Okay.
The
all right.
beginning
But
part.
just for a little while, mate.
Oh dear. This is the beginning was like really important for like figuring out what happened to him in life and death, and then the ending is the most beautiful memory to treasure forever.
Bye.
I need to make it while I still can.
It's just a really depressing finale. Thanks, guys.
I want it to be beautiful.
This is the show of people losing parents.
Perfect moment.
What do you mean you don't know?
Think I'm gonna share this with the Texas Rangers?
You need to share
No way,
it
you
with
heard what my dad said in
someone.
the video.
What about Detective
I'm
Washington?
about to say that.
You can trust her,
her.
right?
Serena's not homicide detective.
Yeah, but neither are you.
Just want to give them hugs. Carlos.
We're gonna take a little walk back. When you gunned down my father in front of his house, don't call me Mio! Carlos!
You got this all
Stop!
right.
Owen, what the hell are you doing here?
Hey! Quiet! Stop it! Listen to me!
I need you to listen to me. I don't know what it is that you think that you know.
My father, he's...
Your father helped weed out corrupt officers in 3 agencies over 15 years ago.
Oh.
And Gutierrez is there.
You're a cop?
Was DEA now.
Carlos is okay.
Right on the front lines.
I not ever know who did this. And if you can't make peace with that, then your father's life isn't the only one that gunman took.
I just want to give him a hug.
te quiero siempre, papá.
He knows.
You kept me from making the biggest mistake of my life.
Exactly.
You saved me today, TK.
You saved me first, Carlos.
And now I need you to help me. Tyler Kennedy Strand. If you're not doing anything this Saturday, will you still marry me?
Carlos? Are you sure?
This is the only thing I'm sure of right now.
I just love them so much.
Yes, I'm sure.
And you should understand that.
Yes.
This is
Yes, I will
what
marry
Gabriel
the
would have
hell out of you.
wanted. He was so happy for them. And now they both proposed. I'm not emotionally ready. This is just really happy, but it's also just so sad. They just deserve this so much. They deserve this so much. They should be those of their parents here.
We gather together on this day to celebrate the union of Carlos Tomas Reyes and Tyler Kennedy Strand in marriage, not only to each other,
I'm so happy
but to the
for them
world.
and so sad at the
TK,
same time.
Carlos, your family and your friends wish you joy. May you laugh together often.
They wish me for them because I love them with my whole soul.
May you surprise. May you stay out of the ICU for at least a year.
He had so
TK?
far.
You saw me for the man I hadn't yet become. And you lit the path for me to get there. I spent so long feeling like I didn't deserve happiness. Or even a future. Like maybe I was too broken. But you changed that. Carlos Reyes. To take care and nurture your heart. For the rest of my life. As if it was my very own.
He loves them.
You are the dream I would not allow myself to have.
No.
I have lived my life in so much fear. You are the key that unlocked me. The fact that you're a miracle, TK Strand. My miracle. And the greatest adventure of my life. I vow to be the caretaker of your wild heart.
We both ended our vows with ours.
You did.
So much love here.
You are now my husband.
Oh, don't
It's
do,
all gonna be okay.
do this to me.
TK's gonna be okay.
Then, by the power vested in me by the internet, I now pronounce you married. You may kiss your husband.
At least these two characters mean so much more to me than I can explain. Anyone who's in my life knows that I do not shut up about this show.
Exactly where I want to be.
Don't make me cry again.
TK told me that this was his mother's favorite song.
Oh,
So as much as it pained me,
oh, don't.
I am honored. Carlos, this is from your husband.
Oh my god, I'm not prepared.
Someone
Oh,
too deep.
this is horrible.
Someone to
I'm gonna see them again.
and ruin your sleep and make someone to need you too much.
They deserve this.
To know you too
It's just a lot.
make me
Oh, big little stuff.
It's
It's gonna be
He's
okay.
lost two little brothers. I do believe in the right to choose. I don't need to see this. Thank you for a fucking depressing episode with the most perfect wedding at the same time. I don't even know for sure that I'm even going to do anything with this footage because I don't react to 911. It is just a show that it means the world to me, and I watch 911 Lone Star every week, and it's the highlight of my week. I sit there and I just absorb it. But obviously this was going to be the Tarlos wedding. It was the finale. I adore this show with all my heart and soul. If I post this, if you're watching this, so you don't want me saying that, and you would like me to react to 911 Lone Star every week, like season 5, season 5, I will do it because this is one of my favorite shows. But I kind of just had it as like a me time show. But if people want to watch the reactions, I will react to them. This was a show that I first watched season 1 when it came out, and then they stopped showing it on the channel in the UK that they were showing it on, and I kind of just lost track of it. And I loved the first season, I really did, but I kind of lost track in it. I found Michelle a bit annoying, so that was like a little bit of a but I loved TK's character. I loved Marjon, Paul, Carlos, Mateo, Owen. We didn't really know Nancy very well in season 1. Judd and Grace, of course. And then around October, November of this year, I stumbled across it on Disney Plus, and I was like, I liked that show. And I found the original 911, and I do like that as well, but I just prefer Lone Star by like 1,000 times. And I binged it, and it was like a switch went off in my brain, and I was like, kapling, this is my life. This show became absolutely everything to me. It is basically all I talk about. I mean, okay, it isn't. I'm currently in the midst of forcing my mum to rewatch it with me for the second time the whole way through. We've just restarted season 4. So this show means absolutely everything to me. The character that means the most to me is TK. Something I root for him, I cheer him on, I am so proud of him, and I just think he's, sometimes you just find that character and then it's yours, and like, that's what he is for me. But this is such a show where the ensemble, there isn't a person that I'm like, oh, it's their plotline now. I adore Carlos, obviously. How could you not? Have you seen him? I love Marjon, I love Paul, I love Nancy, I love Mateo. I like season 2 when Nancy got a bigger part, it was everything. Tommy was a fantastic addition. I will admit I didn't like Michelle, but I didn't hate her, I just didn't love her. Tommy, 1,000 times brilliant addition. In a lot of my reactions I talk about I am not religious, and while I respect everyone's right to be religious, often if a character is super religious, it's like a real red flag for me, and I don't gel with them, and I find it irritating. But somehow, despite how often they're religious, Grace and Judd are everything to me. I adore them as characters. So like, this show is so good because obviously I don't hate religious people, but in a TV show when a character is constantly quoting the Bible, often I'll be like, okay, snore, next. But this show, just they managed to make them such wonderful characters who also happen to be super religious, and that is great. And I do love Owen as well. Sometimes, yeah, people complain that this show gets way too Owen-centric, and he's the main character. I love his relationship with TK, and I'm very glad this season they kind of remembered after season 3. So, this was quite the finale. I will say, I'm a little bit annoyed that they mishmashed Talos' wedding with so much sadness. Like, it couldn't just be a happy affair for once. Like, I genuinely would have rather the wedding ceremony be called off by a bomb threat and then they had to redo it and it wasn't quite as pretty the next day, something like that. Obviously not, but to have it combined with Carlos' dad just having died and then Owen helping his brother die was just like, really? Didn't ruin the magic of the moment at all, but it also kind of impacted it a little bit, if you know what I mean. Like, when you rewatch, you're not only feeling the joyousness, you're also feeling sad. But that is life, real life. You don't only get perfect moments. There are always things tinged with sadness. But yeah, it's gonna be, if it had just been the wedding and just been happy, that would have been every day I'd have rewatched it. I still will, but it'll be like, skip that bit. Skip that bit. So as an episode, Carlos going through the grief process, finding this lead, thinking it could be something, losing himself because of the grief, because of everything. And if he was right, if there was still corruption in the Marshals, it wouldn't have been safe to tell anyone, but at the same time, it was a long time ago. His dad didn't say anything. His dad wanted Carlos to join them. I was very glad that he wasn't the least bit upset with TK for telling him. Of course he wouldn't be, but you know, sometimes when you're still grief stricken, you can like take it out on people. And I just love that he thanked him for saving him and you saved me first. That Owen was able to be there for him. You know, we really have seen these two families becoming one. Because you can have two people who get married, and while the two people love each other, the families just don't vibe and they just become separate. That is quite normal in a lot of ways. Like the married couple will go to both, but like there's not necessarily going to be a meshing of both. But really, these families have taken each other into their hearts wholly and completely, and it's really tragic that it had to happen like this. But there's so much love, and you know, I'm glad Carlos and his dad had such wonderful times and that he got to ask him to be his best man. And for Gabriel died knowing how much his son did love him and respect him. And Carlos also, you know, he got to see that little video of little baby Carlos coming to see his dad, and it's just all a lot. And like, it's just on top of the fact that TK is still going. I mean, you never get over the loss of a parent, but TK lost his mother. Like, neither of them deserve this. I'm guessing a plot in season 5 is going to be who killed Gabriel, and Carlos maybe will even go into being a detective to look into it. Maybe he'll even join the marshals, who knows. But I'm guessing that's going to be a big part of season 5. It could lead, I'm sure it's going to lead to some very dramatic fan fictions, and hopefully it will lead to some very dramatic episodes. But I kind of wish, as much as like this was, it was very real because real life isn't rosy and perfect. I kind of would have preferred it if season 4 had begun with Gabriel, season 5, sorry, had begun with Gabriel dying and like he'd been at the wedding and that was just nice. But life doesn't go that way always, does it? It was fantastic. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm just in my feelings right now. The wedding itself was beautiful. Their vows were absolutely everything. They both entered them with heart. It was just the most, despite everything that they were going through, it was the most beautiful, special declaration of love. And that moment when, like, Owen was imagining what Quinn would say. Fucking hell. And then, you know, just... TK is my favourite character. And I think often for me, it's characters that you see really struggle and go through a lot. But remain such good people throughout and care so much about other people and put their needs first so often, even when they're going through shit. That's my baby and I love them and I want to support them, and he got to get married to the love of his life and they're gonna get to go on all these adventures, and it's just really special. And for Carlos as well, after everything he's been through, to just know that there's this man and he loves him. And, you know, it would have been perfect if both his parents could be there, but his dad was going to be the best man at his gay wedding. So if you could go back and tell 17-year-old Carlos that that was his future, it's a lot. The wedding was perfect. Everyone being there was perfect. I mean, other than the people that couldn't be there, obviously. The plotlines with Wyatt, I wrote a hardly even mentioned, it's not going to be an easy thing having him at home. Like, what they're doing it's a huge sacrifice, but it's also love and fatherhood, and they'll make it through. They'll be okay. And seeing him playing with Charlie was everything. People have very fulfilling lives despite, you know, not being able to walk. It is a crushing blow to lose the mobility. I would never belittle someone's feelings about that, and of course you're going to struggle with dealing with it. But Wyatt will not have the life the way he expected, but he's going to have a fulfilling life. It's just a huge learning curve and process. I want to see more of Tarlos on their honeymoon. Okay, the first episode of season 5 is just Tarlos on their honeymoon, having fun and being happy, and it's fine. Oh, the way these two men love each other is inspiring for everybody. Open, true love and care and friendship, and everyone deserves that. They deserve it more than anything. And I'm talking in circles, but this show means everything to me. I love all of the characters. I know I've been talking a lot about obviously Tarlos and TK because they are my absolute favourite part of the show. But I love all aspects of this show, and in other episodes I would talk more about them. I don't know. So yeah, if you want me to react on I'm a One Lone Star, let me know. I will consider it for season 5, but I'm also quite happy to have it as just be a little me show that I just clutch and hold and hug and love. I've already made 2 fan videos, one of Tarlos and one of TK, on my other YouTube channel, which is linked in my description, and I will be making a lot more. So yeah, thank you so much for watching.